Hi, welcome to the Pursuit of Truth. Just a few things I've been watching on YouTube. First was Hibbeler Productions. I put them in the companion, The Truth. There were three videos that I watched of theirs. They're really good actually. The first is a flat Earth video called The Greatest Deception 2019, I think it is. I think there might be two versions of that. It's a really good introduction to flat Earth and truth and lies. It goes through all the things. The only thing I think I didn't mention was about how water works and how it finds its level and has to be contained, and it feels the shape of the container, but it's flat on top. But yeah, it has a lot. It's a really, really good documentary, explaining all the different things and showing the inaccuracies between what scientists say and all that kind of stuff. Also, John Thor has put a few videos out recently that show that as well, showing, how they say, about constants and stuff, and a lot of it isn't actually constant, and there's a lot of errors in their calculations and changes throughout time. It's worth watching his videos as well, just to show that how science isn't that accurate, even though a lot of stuff they base their maths on, they claim is. But if you don't, it's like weighing the earth. But there's a really funny clip, I think it's on John Thor's, is it Spanish, when they're talking about it. I don't know if that's really what they were talking about, but it's quite funny to watch. I'm not sure that was a companion. I'll see if it is or not. But it's on John Thor's YouTube channel, worth checking out. Yeah, so Hibbeler Productions, very good flat Earth documentary. If you're new to it, it's worth looking into that one because it gives you a good insight into the whole thing and how we're programmed to believe and all that kind of stuff. They did two other ones that I saw. One was about 9/11, which was a good documentary. The only thing I did notice that is they claimed to have raw footage from the helicopter that showed no planes and it showed explosions, because obviously there's some people that believe there were no planes when 9/11. I don't know personally, because I suppose it'd be easier to fly a plane in there than to use some kind of holographic thing or CGI, but I guess it depends how many images you were using. A lot of the people down ground did say they only saw explosions, and if but of course you can cherry pick that, because obviously if you didn't see the plane was there for a fraction of a second, obviously the explosion would have been the thing that you may have looked up at. So I don't know whether the no planes thing is valid or not. The only thing is that the raw footage, I don't know where they got that from, because I've never seen that. I've seen other YouTubers or truthers, whatever, making 9/11 videos where they've removed the plane to show you how it looks like an explosion and how it could have been a CGI insert. But I've never seen raw footage. I would have thought if they'd faked it, that raw footage wouldn't be that easy to find. It almost would have certainly been destroyed, I would have assumed. So I don't know if that is actually, whether they know that it's not raw footage or whether they have found it believing it to be true, but it's actually someone else has already edited it beforehand. So I don't know. I've asked them on their comments, but I haven't got any reply yet. My only worry about their channel is it does seem to be monetized, so every 15 minutes you get an advert coming out for YouTube, which personally I don't like that, because truthers, I don't think they should be charging for truth, but maybe that's their business. But anyway, I guess it's up to them. That's the mechanics of YouTube, I guess. It's more to do with them than Hibbeler. And the other one was called The Taste of Life, which is about how animals suffer. And yeah, that one was it was hard to watch, to see how they slaughter animals, the pain they put them in, the discomfort, the cruelty. I know some of it might be cherry picking, showing you particular videos, but even if they are treating them kindly, not throwing them about, they still cause them suffering in their death. Yeah, that one is really problematic watching, because some of their arguments, I know, they were showing that a child, if presented with a chick, a little baby chicken, and an apple, show me when they would ever eat the chicken. I get that logic, that's true, but the problem is when that child grows up, eventually it would, if we go back to, I know this is like, who knows whether this is real, but this is in your mind, what you always go back to is prehistoric days when cavemen, they may have been eating those apples, and that when they were a child, they wouldn't eat the chicken, but as soon as they're a grown adult, they would see an animal and eat it. So we did go through that process. Our minds did choose to eat animals. Unless it's because of religion, because that's the problem. That was my default position in the past, because I was converted to Islam. The Quran and the Bible makes it quite clear that animals were for us, for our sustenance, for our food, and there's certain animals we can't eat, like pigs. So and some birds, carrion birds. So anyway, there's and then certain ways that the animal dies. You can't eat them if they die in a certain way. So anyway, so religion has taught that we can eat animals, and obviously religion is the basis of most of our morality, unless it is intrinsic, of course, and then it isn't. So that's the problem then, which is if you believe in a God, then I suppose it depends. Do you believe that the Bible and the Quran are actually his words, or has that been co-opted and man has come along and written down what he wanted you to believe? But then if this God is all powerful, then of course that's impossible. But the problem is we only know that God is all powerful because what we've read in the Bible and the Quran. So we don't know whether the descriptions in there are accurate or true, because there's no way to validate any of that. History is not a truthful indicator, because people manipulate it and it's written by the victors. So that we can't go by that anymore. So we don't know, and if there is no God, then of course, why should we eat animals and be cruel to them in that way and take away their one chance of existence? Then there's the idea, do they have a soul or not? It's a difficult one. Of course, your mind also, when I see those animals suffering, you think, oh, there's no reason why anyone should eat meat. But the problem is people do, and the problem is they've been programmed so many years. I've eaten meat for so long, and I watch those videos and think, no, I need to stop eating meat. I mean, I remember I watched, who was it before that I made a video on here? But the problem is it is difficult to just stop. I mean, maybe that's the reason why, you have to do it slowly. I have reduced the amount of meat I eat. But then also from a health aspect, in America they put out that processed meat, some processed meat is a carcinogenic, a cause of cancer, but we're still eating it. So not only do we know it's bad for us, and there's doctors that link it to lots of ailments because of the protein that we eat from the meat, but still we're doing it. That shows how strong the programming is. You can see animals suffering, and you know that it's wrong to do that. You can see that there's a health warning that can give you cancer, then give you high blood pressure, all sorts of things, cholesterol, heart attacks, and yet we still eat it. That shows you how strong the programming at school and through TV and through religion and etc. is. But yeah, anyway, those documentaries are worth watching at Hibbeler. And the other thing that ties in a little bit, there was on the front of, I think it was the Daily Mirror in the UK, about a lion hunt in Africa, I believe, and there was two Canadians sitting on top of a dead lion and saying like, this must stop, something like that. But what they don't, and the person showing me the story was sort of like showing that, and they were sort of saying, look what's going on and this, that and the other. But what they don't understand is like when I said, well, yeah, it's terrible what these Westerners are doing, going around killing animals. And I should have said white people, so-called white people, because majority of them are white people that are going around to Africa. And I know there's African countries, they breed animals for this, to be killed, shot. But they always want to blame the country, or look what this country's allowing to happen in the land, and or look at these farmers, they're breeding animals to be shot, they're having these game resorts and etc. But no one ever points the finger at the rich, middle class, white, predominantly Westerners that are the ones going there to kill these animals. No one puts a finger on them. Maybe the story did. I didn't actually read it, but it was the, when I was showed what they said, that, so I had to sort of make that aware that it's, that there's more than one person to blame for this. But it just goes to show you what the human species is capable of. But the thing is, like, then after I watched the Taste of Life, the Hibbeler production YouTube video, and it puts into perspective that, wait a minute, the Daily Mirror is putting one lion that's been killed, and yeah, that's bad. But what about the millions of animals that are slaughtered for us to eat all the time? I mean, like, how hypocritical are we? We say, oh, look how bad that poor lion. But wait a minute, what about the chicken you just ate? What about the beef, the cow you just ate? Do their life is not as equal as that lion's? Because in your lifetime, you've eaten the quantity of meat of a million lions. It's funny how we can box things and not realise, that we were saying, oh, she would be saying, oh, look at this poor lion, but you're just eating other animals. I mean, no wonder why the species doesn't get any advancement or any truth or correct things, because we're so hypocritical, we're such liars to ourselves and to others. We can't even sort these problems out. And then I just saw now on Sky News they're talking about the moon mission. I think it's 50 years. I don't know if it's to today that America allegedly went to the moon. I don't believe it personally. There's enough YouTube videos out there that show the reasons why, and I've made a pursuit of the moon landing as well. And it's just funny how now they're saying, because I think it was on John Thor's, they were showing how every president, US president, has been saying that, yeah, we're going to go to the moon, we're going to go to the Mars. They give dates from George W. Bush to Barack Obama to now Donald Trump, all saying, yeah, we're going to go to the moon or Mars, one of them, and it never happens. And they give a date, and that date passes, and it's never happened. So, and just the fact that they lost all the data, the most important data that they've ever, I mean, that just seems unbelievable that they could lose the data, and they don't have the technology now to do it. They don't have the technology now. I'm filming this in high quality UHD 4K on a Samsung S7 phone that fits in my hand. 50 years ago, what would I have needed? I would have needed a videotape, I would need cables, I need power supply, I need a huge rate camera on a tripod to do exactly this. We don't have the technology now. Where, like I think it was on John Thor's video, where has it been that technology has de-advanced when we can see that it has advanced? What area has it affected in this way? And the fact that now I saw that it was saying that NASA have told Sky News, I don't know if they do talk to them, but saying about how they, space is getting more and more dangerous and countries want to destroy it. I don't know what countries was this now. Now they're saying, what are they going to say? Russia and Iran want to blow up space. Maybe that's a way to get rid of it, so that, in the future when people realise that they've been lied to, say, oh, it's gone now because someone destroyed it all. and how, on Sky News they were postulating the story later that should we be going back to space because it's dangerous and this, that and the other. So sort of allowing them to get out of, not going back. And I mean, if it was real, with all the technology that we have now, the sophisticated, small technology we have now, we can't do it anymore. I mean, that's just another alarm bell with all the others, with the others that come with the moon landing. Anyway, that's enough for me now. Take care, take it easy, God bless, and peace.